Hello and thanks for watching. Today we're going to be doing some shoulder tap variations to help with your shoulder stability and build up your single arm strength. So for this one, if you're new to these, I recommend having some kind of elevated surface box. This could be your couch that doesn't move. This could be your bed. That's what we're going to start. And then if you're a little bit more advanced mover, then you can start to move these on the floor too. And I'm going to be showing all of their variations so you can choose the best one based on where you're at today. Okay, so with that being said, either have an elevated surface around. If you're at a gym, a box, a bench will work great, and a mat if you're doing it on the floor for comfort. And let's go ahead and get into it. So I'm going to put my hands on the side of my box. I like to think about spreading my fingers nice and wide, pushing away from whatever surface that I'm choosing here. And then I'm going to come into a plank position. So the higher your box, the easier and the less load this position is going to put on your arms and your upper body strength. So start with it as high as you need. And then from there, we're going to widen the legs a little wider than hip width apart, and we're going to be coming into a plank. So you're going to think about tucking the tailbone under, finding that hollow body shape, shifting over your hands. Shoulders are going to be back and down. We're going to gaze right down towards the floor. And then without trying to make a lot of movement happen at your hips, we're going to start some shoulder taps, nice and slow. So you're going to tap one of your shoulders, and then you're going to tap the other one of your shoulders. And as you're doing this, what I don't want to see is your hips moving a lot, your whole body moving, because this is also an exercise for our core. And we need to be able to stabilize our hips while our shoulders are moving for this exercise, while our hands and our shoulders are moving. So nice and slow. Think about shifting weight between your toes. That seems to be a really helpful tip for my clients. All right, and then if that one's feeling pretty good, you can do around 15 to 20 reps, a couple sets with rest in between. The next variations we can start to do on the ground. So the first one I would start with is on the knees. And again, you can start with an elevated surface for a while, starting nice and high, working lower as you get a little bit more comfortable with these, and then eventually the floor. That's going to be the next way to progress. So we're going to come to hands and knees, hands on your shoulders, and then I want you to start to walk the knees back just a little. Again, we're finding that hollow body. Tuck the tailbone, shift forward over onto the hands. The gaze is down, shoulders are down away from your ears. And then I'm thinking about shifting the weight between my knees as I go side to side here, tapping the shoulders. So we're working on stability through that upper body, through the shoulders, and also we're working on that anti-rotation, trying not to move your core as the rest of your upper body is moving here. And again, you should be able to do 15 to 20 of those without creating a lot much movement in the lower body before progressing to the next exercise. All right, last variation. So if those all felt really, really good, we're going to come to a full variation, the plank. So with my plank, I like to widen my hands out a little bit. I'm going to widen my feet a little bit wider than hip width because the wider the base, this one seems to be a little bit easier. So if you're new at these, that's what I suggest. Push away from the floor, shoulders are down away from your ears. You're going to shift forward over the hands, and then same thing. We're tapping side to side. Think about shifting the weight between your toes so we do not rock the body as very much here. Just tapping the shoulders. And you can think about exhaling as you tap if you want to add in some breath work into this move as well. Good. And again, we should be able to do somewhere between 2 to 3 sets, 12 to 20 reps, fairly easy before progressing to the next one of these. This is a great compound movement you can add in your at-home bodyweight workouts and is a necessity for my clients before we do more advanced movements like push-ups, like even shoulder press to ensure the stability in the shoulders. So if you enjoyed this one, I want you to hit me a subscribe and save this one for later, and happy moving.